You know, I'm looking at all of this, and I'm just fantasizing about how cold it is. To have all of this snow. To be walking on ground like this. What a novel concept. Also, I like the idle effect there. Don't look too bad. Everyone's puffing. Cool. Welcome back, everyone. Let's, go check on Beodur, I presume. Hi. Beodur looks as if he was knocked unconscious by the explosion. If you can find refuge, then he should recover in time. Yeah, so in theory, it's probably a bad thing to just hang out here. Not really much in the way of compelling markings out here. I'm not gonna bother asking you two for advice or guidance. Polar Plateau Interior. Alright, so clearly we just had to ditch him, because that's what the GM wanted. Yeah, it's not like I cared about saving him or anything, GM.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
Excuse me? That's... Do you not know who I am? Did you not see what I just did out there? Do you honestly think you can take the three of us? I'ma play along here and be nice, though. Who are you?
I will not warn you again. Drop your weapons, or we shall take them from you.
Do as they say. I sense we will come to no harm.
Man. Damn it, Kreia. Jafan, like, looking back at her, like, mentally projecting at her. Why you gotta interfere with my game? Like, this is basically the GM talking through Kreia here. Like, there's no other reasoning for this. Like, adventurers typically don't give up their weapons, right? You have to be playing with special players, you know, or in a special campaign setting, you know, for them to willingly relinquish their weapons. And, you know, those weapons actually be relinquished instead of it being some sort of trick. Very well, I did not come here to do battle. I just want my damn ship.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What? What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atton. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atton, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war, and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve him until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atton, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scow like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dajaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
This looks so dumb. Walking up this ramp. Like he is. It's a little immersion breaking.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why?
Okay, before we talk to you, Atris, we have to reflect on what just transpired. Now, I'm assuming the GM in this one-on-one just wants to get out his story. He's enjoying his characters so much that he wants to roleplay them and interact them out, even though they're in securely locked force cages under surveillance that may just be... that may be audio as well as video, right? Like, he still wants them to interact. Now, in this one-on-one, like, Jafan's not present, but Jafan's player gets to listen to, like, these two play out in the hopes that, you know, he'll be curious to inquire as to why. You know, so long as he can, like, separate, you know, player knowledge from character knowledge. And I think Jafan's player has done a reasonable enough job of that. Jafan nods on screen. Alternatively, this could just be directed towards, like, you know, a podcast or, like, towards us as viewers, rather than even Jafan's player. But if it's a one-on-one situation, like, it could also just all be in the GM's head as well. Like, I've done stuff before, and I have friends who GM, who just do stuff literally for themselves and their own satisfaction. Like, I've built, like, story things and, like, reasoned out stuff in my head in interactions and conversations that the players never end up seeing, but it ends up being, like, why the NPCs interact with each other as they do. So that's entirely possible as well. We're just getting a window into the GM's mind. So Atton has some sort of past which caused his leg to clip through the force cage there at the end and break immersion too. And Kreia, oh my lord, Kreia, the power to wrench into people's brains, with the power to just be truly intimidating and terrifying to folks, and whip them all into shape because of her interest in Jafan. Jafan, who apparently was a general in the Mandalorian Wars. Jafan, who before that was a compulsive gambler who borrowed money and bet big on himself, only for that to turn into disaster and ruin. Jafan, who since waking up in the Paraga Station, has dealt with so many folks who've been hunting him, and has been tapping into this current of power he never knew he had, or maybe he always knew he had. Quite frankly, he's not even remotely sure at this point. Like, Jafan's player here is, like, looking at his backstory and, like, looking what's transpired, like, has the GM given me a backstory of my own that I need to reconcile with? Do we have two competing backstories? Like, in a situation, like, if you say, like, playing, like, a group, I could see, like, a player and a GM working out, like, a very complicated backstory where, like, one thing turns out to be something entirely different. But in this one-on-one situation here, it's like, I didn't work with them to do this. I mean, they could have, but I'm saying that it didn't happen. So, Jafan's player here, like, I'm unlocking all these lightsaber forms. Kreia's insisting on keeping these lightsaber components we find. Atton's asking about it. All these other different things. People are forcing me to choose between these elements. I literally don't care. So, our character supposedly has a past with her. Ostensibly, we don't know this. This is our first time as the player having seen her. But our character may have interacted with her at some point. And Jafan's player's, like, racking his brain here as Jafan, like, regards her. Tell me what you've done with my friends first. I want my property, my slaves, and my ship returned. It was not my intention to come here, Atris, or see you again. If you think I wanted to see your face again, you're sadly mistaken. I'm looking for my ship so I can leave Telos. I'm here because a pretentious Shanta stole my ship. I don't know what that word means, but in context, that sounds like a pejorative. Revenge you cast me, I'll now return. We're going with 5. I am looking for my ship so I can leave Telos.
Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragas mining facility.
Are you admitting to stealing the Ebon Hawk?
The Ebon Hawk is here, safe. Its records and navicomputer are being dissected to determine what caused the destruction of the Paragas facility.
Good luck with the navicomputer. You're wasting your time.
We're having some trouble with the navicomputer, but I think with your cooperation, willing or otherwise, that will cease to be an obstacle. If it is your ship, perhaps I should be questioning you as to what happened, and why you destroyed the facility and murdered all the miners stationed there.
All the miners were already dead.
A facility of over 150 personnel, all dead before you arrived. A childish story to mask your crime. And with the facility destroyed, you think there is no way to confirm your story. But I will pry the truth from you, I promise you that.
Paragas's destruction was Was it necessary? Yeah, it was necessary in order to ensure that Jafan and Atton and Kreia lived. Of course it was necessary.
Necessary? The destruction of Paragas was necessary? You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done?
Why don't you tell me?
Without the fuel from Paragas, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit, it will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds.
What?
Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime.
You know, I want to say, like, listen, lady. We can get other people to sell it to the Citadel station. Like, we can find other avenues. It's not as bad as you're making it out to be. Captain, jump in front of everything and overreact. You know, it's almost as bad as the Jedi letting the Outer Rim die during the Mandalorian Wars.
So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will, but when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it.
So now I get blamed for the actions of the Sith?
The Sith? What do you mean?
The Sith came for me on Paragus. To kill me.
You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. And you encountered them on Paragus. But what would they want there? They can't have been looking for you.
Basically, from everything Kreia has said, and from everything that she has heard, everything that he's heard, and everything she's told him, he's the last fucking Jedi. So that's what he's gonna say. The Sith believe me to be the last Jedi.
You. If they thought you were Jedi, the teachings of the Sith blind them indeed. I am the last Jedi, not you. You betrayed our teachings, our beliefs, the very core of the Jedi Order. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here.
I do not think I was followed. Useless statement. It's so that I offer you my help, you'll need it. That's totally tongue-in-cheek, assholey, if he said that. There must be other Jedi? I mean, apparently she is. Apparently there might be others, too. Were there any survivors of the Jedi Civil War? You might be interested in that. They're stronger than you think. At least one Sith Lord stands with them. And they fight differently than the Sith from the Jedi Civil War. I don't think so. I just want my ship back. Pretty compelling. But I think Jafan's player, and thus Jafan, is interested in having some dialogue with Atris, as tempting as 6 is. Let me go and I'll leave you to die. There must be other Jedi. I thought I was absurd myself that everyone thinks I'm the damn last Jedi.
I said I was the last of the Jedi, Exile, and I did not speak falsely. There are others who were once Jedi, but no longer. They will not take action against this threat.
And you will? Way I've heard history of everything. There's a change.
I have your ship. I will return it to you. You must leave here before you place us in jeopardy.
Where can I find my companions?
You shall find them north of here, in one of the old irrigation chambers. They have not been harmed. They are free to leave as well.
Then I'll be going now.
Take your ship, then. I don't care where you go, just leave this place. Leave Telos.
We shall remove him, mistress. Come with us.
Alright. I can do that. Can I wear any of your clothes?
Are you all right, mistress?
The exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask. The exile, I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachments. As always, he will do as he wills. And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber and he was so right. He was so certain of it, I doubted myself. He chose Revan over the Jedi, over the Council, over... But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Meditate
Of course,
on your...
mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
You need to meditate on your hair clipping through your face, lady. Alright. I hate to watch her go, but I love watching her leave. I don't know. Like, where am I supposed to go with that, GM? We gain light side points, son of a bitch. Trying to turn over this whole non-hostile leaf, I reckon. Jafan totally would have said, fuck you, I'm keeping these weapons, if Kreia had not said something. Thanks, GM. Stupid glow. You know what? I think this will just be a short video. Coming up next time, we can tour the... What do you people even call this place? You found one of the Jedi Council, Atris, in a hidden polar academy on Telos. She seemed to think you were responsible for the Sith threat and told you to depart Telos. Really? I'm responsible? Sure, okay. I'll take that. We're in the secret academy that is so secret. Got ourselves a meeting chamber, entrance chamber, and a prison. Apparently this is north. Whatever. Yeah. Jafan looks over one of the handmaiden sisters. We can explore this another time. I think it's good to reflect on what we learned. And move on. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later.